Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more League of Legends with Ascension eSports Elder League between the Peanut Gallery and the Toxic Kittens. So we're already getting into bans here again. Let me just give this a quick swap around here. Get the teams sorted out.
It appears Pringles has name changed to Free Bags while the game in between the games. Ugh.
Alright, so we're stepping into this series where Toxic Kittens have a 2-1 lead over the Peanut Gallery. So far, how do you feel about the series and about how last game ended?
I mean, honestly, I still think either team can win. Like, that was just such a close series, or such a close game, just because of like the difference in compositions, the difference in play styles.
Yeah, for sure. Doesn't look like anything really different from bans, but we do see Shen finally taken off the table from Red Flame Evolved. So let's see what he falls back on this time. Maybe
he's eating a triple ban now.
Yeah, literally eating a triple ban. Still, I don't really believe in the GP ban all that much, as that champion is not even like an optimal pick in the current meta, and very abusable by champions like Gnar. So, top lane won't actually be picked yet, as we see Sejuani first picked here for Toxic Kittens. Now Cho'Gath is also banned away. So
that's actually interesting. They choose they opt for the Sedge over the Maokai.
So that leaves Maokai up for Deathstrokes or Rigel Q, whichever they prefer. Now, what I want to see is what Rigel Q will now opt for in the top lane, as we've seen him on many different picks so far already.
I mean, do you think that he'll go back to the Nasus now that Shen is off the table? I mean,
with Shen off the table, I think there's still other options that are pretty good. Like, for example, we have the Gnar. That's always a very solid pickup for your team as long as you have a reliable front line, and it looks like they do have that inside of the Maokai. We actually still don't know where that's going due to the draft being so early on, but we do see the Saber picked up from Mother of Doges once again, being a consistent pickup for this AD carry. Seems to be their comfort pick. They don't really like to flex onto anything else.
Going for the MF Ori again, huh?
Okay, so MF on Zalion, Fugnuggler back on the Orianna. I mean, neither of them had bad performances. Like, Fugnuggler played quite well on that Orianna. Zalion, he didn't stand out too much, but he had his moments throughout the game. But this is different. We have the Saber, Maokai, and now the Vladimir, which has been typically banned away from Killer Z in the second rotation. He decides, well, if you're going to ban a second rotation, I'll just take it first phase. I really like the Sivir with Vladimir, as it gives him a lot of potential to just run through the backline. But so far, how do you think this pick fits into their composition?
Yeah, I mean, I think Vlad's a good pickup. It adds more scaling. Goes well with the Sivir. I would like to see the Rakan come out this time against MF and with the Sivir, but yeah, I guess they have to wait and see what the bot lane.
We do see the Janna ban, so they may actually be prepping for that Rakan. They probably don't like playing Rakan into that matchup, which is why I would assume they didn't pick it into the Janna in the first place. So with Janna being pulled off the table, I would not be surprised to see the Rakan coming out here this time. Gives them very reliable engage. Yeah, and Lulu's banned away as well, so all the supports that could tamper with how Rakan likes to do his engages, they're for the most part taken off the table. Decided that Shockwave's Thresh wasn't that big of a threat after all, but Rakan
there's the Rakan ban.
Is actually replied to as a ban. That's a good read. Good read from Toxic Kittens to ban that away. Kind of noticing that they were trying to go for this aggressive support option.
I mean, the only other high prior support is really Thresh.
Brom's still up there.
Yeah, that's true.
We do see the Ahri
Hover,
though. We saw this as a placeholder last time from Mother of Doges. So,
okay.
Curious to see what that will be. Maybe
okay, so it's a placeholder for support, probably.
Most likely. I don't know if they would want to reveal their Maokai flex just yet, seeing as they haven't seen top lane.
Because there's been talk of the the Red Flame pocket pick or whatever. So
Right. So maybe he's willing to bring it out this time now that Shen has been taken off the table, and he's got the triple
is he
bang.
going to?
This is the Darius that he was talking about.
Oh.
He
All right. So
claimed this
Ari.
was his pocket pick. Wait, do you have a read on what Ari is?
Yeah. Apparently Ari equals Gragas.
Okay,
So that's probably gonna be a Maokai top lane.
I think so.
So I'm guessing they must have known that Ari was Gragas when they picked Darius, so they're opting into the Darius into Maokai matchup. Unless
HMTKD
unless it's
actually
Gragas
likes...
support.
No. HMTKD likes to play Maokai support.
Or is it Maokai support? Okay.
It's a Maokai. Most likely. HMTKD has talked about this in the past. Most people don't expect it because Maokai support has fallen out of favor as the AP scalings have been reduced consistently. So I think.
So they actually got the option to counter pick top there, and they chose the Fiora.
The Fiora into the Darius, right?
Fiora into Darius. Who?
Now that is actually a very volatile matchup. I think whichever
that is
one
a skill
ends up,
matchup.
Yeah, skill matchup. I think whichever one gets an early lead can really take control of it, but there's always the possibility of the tides turning if, say, Rigel Q mistimes his parry, right?
Yeah.
Or if he tanks, or maybe say they go for a gank top lane, but they give him too much healing if they get hit by the axe or something like that. So there's many ways this top lane could go. But I'm excited to see how Red Flame plays out this Darius, seeing as he claimed it was his pocket pick for this series.
Yeah, that's interesting. Opting into a carry champ versus Darius.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Rigel Q is just tired of getting slapped around in this top lane matchup. Decided he needs to go for one of the strongest duelists in the game. Picks the Fiora. Now he's ready to just take his revenge. He got slapped around on the Ness. Got a little bit messed up on the Trundle. Now he wants to play some Fiora. So yeah, with the Gragas locked in jungle, that confirms it will be Maokai support here for HMTKD and the Peanut Gallery.
Man, this is gonna be so interesting, and I bet both junglers are probably going to hover topside. I mean, Sejuani Darius is a pretty good duo, especially because it's another melee champ to proc.
Yeah, and I do think Sejuani has a much better time top lane than something like a Gragas will in the early game, because Sejuani has that reliable stun, and she's just much better at fighting early on.
You can actually parry the
stun from Sedge.
Yeah, the Sejuani E. It's actually, if you look closely, it's a projectile.
Right.
That flies through the air to stun them very quickly. So
he could parry that, and it could lead to some.
Yeah, it could lead to a double stun.
Right.
Even.
So, assuming Deathstrokes is there in the top lane to match ganks that maybe that Free Bags is looking for, it could get very interesting in the top lane. So I'm curious to see how it plays out. Everyone just being reminded in Twitch chat to please pay attention to your match.
Pay attention to your match? Wait,
to
what?
your match. Everybody just do that for me.
Corrin, acknowledge my Ari jungle pocket pick.
Oh no, I don't know about that one.
Toxin him? Wait, what did I say?
Oh, when it
Pay attention to your casting.
So, let's talk about this bot lane support matchup specifically. We see Shockwave on this Thresh again, which didn't really go too well last time. He didn't have much impact in the game. His assists equaled his deaths, which was 8 or something like that. But now it's paired up against a Maokai Sivir. How do you think Maokai does in this kind of laning phase?
Well, I mean, I guess he just spams E in the bush, but
Right. He he does have some zoning pressure in the bush, and similar effect to the way it used to have, where you would only have like half a lane when you're playing against a Maokai support, but with the AP scalings reduced and the early game damage reduced to like 4% instead of 6, it's gonna be much harder to like zone out champions as Maokai, in my opinion.
it's still a pretty good chunk of percent HP damage though.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely
it
don't want
depends on what he maxes. If he maxes E, then it'll scale up. But remember those nerfs where at level 1 his E got reduced percent damage by like 2 or 3% on the max health.
Yeah.
So I think that could play a role in this lane. But I really want to see what max he goes for. Maybe extending the W duration, or if he just goes for the E max to zone out.
They at least have a bit more interrupt potential on the MFR, the Gragasar and the as well
Yeah.
as Maokai. But I think this game is really more than likely this game is going to be decided from the top lane. If I had to take a gander.
Yeah, based on the composition that the Peanut Gallery has, they all have to get really close to do their damage. Like Siver's a pretty low range 80 carry. Vladimir's gotta run into your team. Gragas has to jump in. Fiora has to jump in. Maokai has to jump in. So it's like if Darius is fed in that situation, it's kind of doing exactly what he wants, in that he can just spam Q, get all of the bleed stacks going, and then dunk everybody one by one. I definitely think Darius has an easier time in these fights than Fiora will against that composition.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to take into account the skill discrepancy in the top lane too. I mean, I think throughout the series, Red Flame has shown himself to be the better top laner, and I mean, it may come down to jungle influence, but if they're left on their own, this is gonna be
Yeah, it's definitely
gonna be the real test for Rigel Q if he can actually
win in this counter pick kind of matchup. It's not a complete counter pick, but you can outplay it as Darius for sure. So we've talked about some of their champion picks individually and how they fleshed out in some of these fights. But what do you think the overall win condition is for both these teams? Like, what do they want to focus on other than top lane, for example?
Hello. Other than top lane, I mean,
like, what can they focus on to really take advantage of all their strengths in the compositions?
I mean, I guess it's just gonna come down to the AOE team fight as well, but
yeah, both of them are definitely packing a really big AOE in the Saber Vladimir mixed with the versus actually the Misfortune Orianna. They have a lot of AOE potential.
yeah, I mean, Vlad can always like pool the Ori MF Wombo, so that's at least one of the carries that won't really be affected, assuming he times it properly.
Right.
And if Sivir can get out of it with like a spell shield or something, then they're gonna have a kind of a hard time. It'll be interesting to see if MF goes for the lethality build again, or if she like actually goes crit this time, because like that lethality build really wasn't. It was tickling the tanks.
I think banking completely on the lethality build was a bad idea, but I don't think getting something like Black Cleaver was necessarily a bad choice.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, but like, yeah, it was 2 lethality items into Black Cleaver, tier 1 boots. I don't know, it was. I mean, you can like actually just go like a standard crit build because of higher Q skills of crit and stuff. So you don't even have to go anything like lethality at all to on MF. And that definitely scales better versus tanks and into the later game.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's less like super tanks
right.
on the enemy team this time, so it wouldn't be awful again.
Like they've got the Gragas and then the Maokai, but neither of them are really big damage threats. Maybe I can see Destrix becoming a damage threat if he itemizes what's it called? I keep thinking of the old AP jungle item, Runeglaive, but
Yeah, Runeglaive. Runic Echoes, or
yeah, Runic Echoes. That's what I meant. So if he
I expect
Runic
I expect him
Echoes,
to go Cinder Hulk, to be
yeah,
honest.
he should go Cinder Hulk. But if he does go for like a Runic Echoes, then he could become a damage threat.
I mean, someone said, "Do you really want to build for late game when your team is at 17k to 13k though?" Well, I mean, it almost came back in them in the butt last game.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that Baron steal, I think there was a very real chance they could have got outscaled and lost that.
Yeah, it was happening. It was a very real situation. Like they were losing kills. Like Victor had scaled up. He was like 8-2 or something like that, and they were really becoming strong in every single fight. So I think had that Baron not gone south for them, the bad call for going on inhibs for Toxic Kittens would have cost them the game. But regardless of that, we see a blue start here for the Gragas, whereas Sejuani starts on the Raptors again.
Let's see if she actually picked the right spell this time.
Yeah, this is free bag, so I'm sure they've managed to pick the correct spell.
Oh wait, is this the good Sejuani or the bad?
This is the good one. Alright, so Rigel not actually able to pop that oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Red Flame got a big heal off that.
He still has his pot too.
And he has the D shield.
Yep.
So he's
This will
already
be interesting.
starting this lane off at a sustained advantage over the Fiora.
On the other hand, Gragas is going to be there much faster than Sedge though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sedge is just finishing up a red buff as Gragas is moving in for the red buff zone. He actually skipped Wolves and went to Raptors.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, you need 3 camps to get level 3, and any 3 camps will do. But for some reason he decided to do Raptors. I mean, Raptors is really good with Gragas and Talisman, but Hunter's Talisman, but
yeah,
it's a little bit slower.
Rizal Q not really taking favorable trades every time he gets hit by that Q, as the damage he does input onto Red Flame gets pretty nullified by the heal from Q.
Oh man, Sedge stopped to do Wolves too. This is gonna be, unless Red Flame cannot play, but
looks like.
Oh, the parry! Oh my god!
Just the tip of the axe as he's sliding
Still has
out.
Flash. Oh, he doesn't flash the body slam.
But if he flashes,
There's the flash.
maybe he could walk downwards. No, he gets follow flashed on by Deathstrike. The red buff does finish off the kill, and slides out with a 1-for-1. But Red Flame ends up with the lane advantage with the kill.
If Sedge was there, oh my god! I don't know why she went Wolves. You know that with these two top laners and this top lane matchup, both junglers are supposed to be top level 3, but instead she greeds for an extra camp. She's going for like a full clear.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Being there for that counter gank could have been instrumental for this game.
Yeah, I mean, Red Flame had already solo killed Rigel. Imagine Red Flame with double buffs and 2 kills instead of just 1-1-0 with just the first blood.
Right.
The game would be almost over.
And he wouldn't have lost any CS.
Yeah,
from,
that was.
the waves.
I think that was a big mistake.
Yeah, it definitely could have turned the tides of this game quite a bit, but we'll have to see what Red Flame does with the kill that he does have over the Fiora in this lane. He did opt for some defensive stats, so the damage that Rigel Q was able to pick up on that back is not actually going to do too much for him. But an engage here though onto HMTKD from O Shockwave is also another doges. Rather than HM is kind of confusing for me because the slow could have resulted in a lot of damage coming through. But we see Gragas coming in here. Deathstrike is looking to help his team out bot lane. Doesn't have flash for the body slam flash, but he definitely could pick up a kill here. Snowballs them, gets the blue smite, but a TP's coming in.
Here comes Darius. How much can he get? Oh.
Deathstrike though is kind of cut off a bit here by Red Flame. Rigel Q has arrived as well, ready to turn the fight. He gets the blunt end of the axe.
Parry wasted flash. That's one for Darius.
He's popping the vitals, but that looks like the minions will kill him as the bush is warded. He will die a slow,
Oof.
sad death. So in the end,
Better to give it to Thresh, but
2 for 2 in that fight. But there's now a
man,
3-man bot with a huge wave and only a 1 HP. Oh yeah, they're gonna leave it, but definitely could have potentially pressured this tower or something a bit.
oh yeah, that says Corin, turn off the music. I don't know how long ago that was, but
Oh, true. XD, dude.
XD.
XD.
Jesus,
like...
6 CS. 6 CS for this feud.
Oh my god, yeah, having to match the TP of Red Flame really put her behind. He did get a kill for it, but he died as well, and Red Flame didn't. So in the end, that was really worth for Red Flame. But let's see if Rigel can actually set up a freeze, because that could help him out quite a bit.
I don't think it's possible, yeah, because he still has a bigger wave.
Oh, Session 1E. Freebags is moving up here into the bush, maybe looking for a lane gank onto Rigel Q.
This will be interesting.
Not level 6 though. But if Red Flame can get a pull, like an apprehend, he could result in a...
I wonder, did she see that? There's an animation when Sejuani walks near a melee champ. What the?
Oh.
Did he just AFK bait him?
I think so, but now...
Is he gonna parry it? He parries it!
Parries the stun. The apprehend does not connect. And...
Well, that's how you parry the Seji. I mean, I'm surprised that didn't even double stun.
Yeah. But,
apparently there's a little animation when Sedge walks near
wait, you mean Rigel's W didn't double stun?
Yeah. I guess it can't, can it?
It can only hit one champ, yeah. But it looks like Deathstroke is stunned up here. Red Flame looking to get some damage off. Gets the apprehend, ends his life with the Noxian Guillotine.
And Killer Z also died.
Yeah, Killer Z also died, flashing in on Fugner, getting himself a bit baited.
Oh,
the Sedge ult somehow didn't land. That looked like it hit to me, but the ultimate's actually still available for Red Flame. No, it doesn't actually get the kill.
Oh man!
Like 3 bags. Will he die to the? No, he will not die to the tower. So across the map, a bit of action going around.
This is going from bad to worse.
Yeah, having Red Flame 3, 1, and 2 on this Darius with the kind of CS lead that he's already got at 8 minutes is not very good for the peanut gallery.
Yeah, I mean, if you know that you're outmatched, I would not have opted for the Fiora into the Darius.
Right.
Unless, I mean, I don't know. I guess unless you knew your jungler was gonna help you out and stuff, but
HMTK getting hooked in, but maybe even just a bait of his own. Exhaust comes out onto Mother of Doges, not able to put out too much damage right now, but nothing really burned other than that exhaust. The Flay does not actually connect, and now Zalion's in trouble.
What
His
the?
heal is not quite available. The audio gets cancelled from Mother of Doges, but it turns on to Shockwave as Deathstroke hits the body slam flash. Now Shockwave is left here just to die on his own.
Heal? Was his heal up or?
No, it's coming up. It just came up.
It
just
came
came
up.
up. Yeah. So double kill bot lane, 1 picked up on the Gragas and 1 on Mother of Doges. So it's a pretty nice spread of gold here, and Fugnuggler is forced to answer the bot lane, while Free Bags goes mid lane instead of clearing camps. So this gives Deathstroke the opportunity to either help bot lane dive Orianna or counter jungle the bot side jungle. Ooh, he actually tries to parry that last auto, but doesn't get much.
I think he was parrying in case he was gonna R.
Yeah, but even then, I think parrying preemptively rather than reactively against Darius R is kind of bad because you have the wind up animation of him jumping into the air like.
I mean, ideally he should really just parry the apprehend.
Looks like he will die.
Yeah, you need
the parry's on cooldown. Yeah, Red Flame just flashes out. And it looks like Free Bags actually did not get punished at all for having to cover the mid lane, as he gets all 3 of his camps up still, and Deathstroke just went back to his Gromp, which I think was a bit of a mistake. Bit of a back and forth here, but now Zalion's arrived, and Deathstroke's getting in a bit of trouble. He does sidestep the MF ult initially, but then walks back into it. Now the exhaust
Yeah.
coming out onto Red Flame. Evolved has to run backwards, but he might be looking to turn the spider or even
Oh,
just collapse
man.
on Killer Z. Pops the
Good
Q.
night, Killer Z.
Not actually able to complete the Noxian Guillotine, but luckily enough it does not go on to cooldown.
This game is snowballing out of control.
Yeah, you know, this Vladimir, which is one of the carries they were most likely banking on here as they move into the mid game, is falling behind. He's down in CS,
Yeah, I mean,
2 deaths, gonna lose the XP as well soon enough.
Vladimir's not exactly known for his early carry, but
Right, but
there still is the chance that they can get to late game with the Sivir Vlad.
it's true. They have some wave clear, but I mean,
Although Sivir's been going for these more like utility builds, like
right.
without IE. Not, I think Sivir really does need to go IE this game, just based on how far behind Fiora is. Like Sivir and Vlad are gonna have to do all the damage in these fights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but the body slam and ultimate comes out from Desterux, looking like they're gonna pick up a kill on Bugnuggler. The barrier comes out and shows a shockwave, but he will die anyways to the ignite from Killer Z. Desterux surviving with just a bit of HP left, but not much trouble there as Killer Z finds a way back into this game with a kill.
Yeah, I mean, all they have to do is keep it close enough, and they'll outscale. But
Right, but it looks like first tower is gonna go down. They're not gonna actually give solo gold, but in the end, still a really nice pickup for them. Darius
yeah, I mean, the gold difference is
very
still
far ahead.
massive in this lane. I think pretty much all of the 2,000 gold lead is solely in the hands of Red Flame Evolved.
Yeah. Gets the apprehend, it's not parried away, and now Desterux is here to help him out, but this looks very 2v1able in my opinion.
Yeah, no Gargasol.
Yeah, and there's no...
Oh, what the? Oh, he takes it from the bleed. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And there's no, like, summoner spells that could lead to any inhibitions for Red Flame, so I think he can easily 2v1 anyone who comes top lane.
He took 2 turret shots there because he walked into a ring.
Yeah, that bleed feels bad. But now they're rotating for a 3-man on mid lane. Killer Z can't really do much here. And there will be our late rotation from the peanut gallery, so this mid tower is going to go down as well for free.
Man, Fiora is just so worthless in situations like this. Like that champion is purely split push and clean up. Like,
Yeah, we see ultimate coming out from Zalion. Maybe...
yeah, not too sure about that one.
I don't actually know what the benefit of that was. I don't think there was any.
They just really wanted it back, I guess, but...
Yeah, I guess. But even then, Mother of Doges is low on mana, but now they're just getting a free rotation to mid lane. It could lead to something, but we'll have to see.
Actually, you know, I don't think it's that bad. If they really want it back, then the cooldown's short enough that it's...
Red Flame, a bit greedy with his ball, but not gonna overextend too much. But now there's a collapse here with Sivir ult. The flash W from Maokai follows the flash from Bugnuggler, and now it's a flash body slam from Desterux.
Oh, shockwave!
Oh, huge 4-man shockwave, and the Red Flame is left alive, but he does go down soon enough. Rigel Q picks up a kill. Oh no, actually that goes over to Mother Doges,
Oh,
but
Lantern, oh.
goes for Lantern, but he will go down to Rigel Q in the end as he pops that Vital with the crit. And that is a pretty nice fight for the Peanut Gallery. Considering what losses they've had before in this game, then that's pretty nice for them.
Yep, they see Xyleon use his ultimate on the wave. They know that, all right, this bot lane's backing. So we have 2 choices. We can shove him back, or we can shove in roam. And they decide to roam and make a play as a team.
Right.
And yeah, they're gonna lose a bit of damage on the spot turret, but it's totally worth it. 3 for 1.
Yeah, Vladimir will be able to answer that tower. Has a ton of kill pressure with Ignite coming up. And Rift Herald is actually also going over to the Peanut Gallery, so looking like some nice benefits were picked up from that little fight there in the top side of the jungle. Still down in gold and towers, but this could lead to some nice plays in the future. But Desterux is caught out by a hook from O Shockwave. HMTKD looking for Peel, but not quite going to be able to provide anything. Might even find himself caught out, as his flash is not available from that last fight. He will get punished for that, and Red Flame now is hitting 5 and 2 on this Darius after picking up HMTKD.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that Rift Tail was a little bit greedy. I mean, I think they kind of had to go for it. I think Fiora could have stuck around, help finish it a little bit faster.
She did, like, skitter along up along the wall back and forth. Not really sure if she wanted to stay.
Yeah,
If
because
she
there's like
committed.
past a certain HP, its eye stops opening, so you.
Right. Once you get around 1.5k, it won't open anymore.
Yeah. Oof. Oh my god. Mother of Doge is flashing.
Oh,
Man, you can.
odd shockwave.
I mean, you can just imagine what will happen once this Darius, because Darius only really to offensive items, and you can imagine once he starts getting tank items and starts surviving in these fights, he's just going to be mopping up everyone.
Only Hunt is actually popped by Sivir, so becomes an even trade of useless ultimates from Fugnuggler and Mother of Doge there.
Zoning ult.
Yeah, zoning ult. Made them back off so he can clear that wave.
They might wish
but
they had that.
The apprehend pulls them away from the Sejuani ultimate. It could lead to nothing actually being gained, but a hook comes out from O Shockwave and stun follows with 3 bags, landing that E. But Killer Z now looking to pick up
your mic.
But I'm at a loss for words after that one. Alright, the stun comes out from 3 bags and the Q's over the wall. Good to go for now.
Holy shit.
Holy, feels bad, man. People tell me I'm too quiet, then I eat my mic and I'm too loud, so I don't know what to do. Maybe there's a happy medium, like 2 centimeters away from my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I can do to please these people.
Maybe you just have to like munch on it.
Oh yeah, give it a little bit of a little bit of a slurp, dude.
Just a little bit of tongue, you know, a little bit of tongue action.
Right. So, Killji is starting up the Ocean Dragon for the Peanut Gallery. It looks like this will be a fairly clean pickup, as free bags would be taking quite a risk to jump in at that HP. Oh, the dragon actually does reset to the center of the pit. Yeah, they are gonna pull it again.
Wow, are they gonna? Alright. Let's see.
Going for a flank though with Shockwave. The Shockwave is available on Fugmiller as well.
Oh man.
Ultimate comes out from Zalia and only connects onto Deserox, but it will lead to his death pretty soon here.
Let's see what Killer Z can do here.
Killer Z is in the middle of the team, but he does go down. Lack of HP leads to his death.
Death by lack of HP.
Death by lack of HP in the initial engage is what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, believe it or not, he died by having no HP. Right.
Yeah, no, he didn't have ultimate there, so there wasn't really much they could do.
Yeah, maybe if he was able to ultimate and then pool a little bit later, he would have got like a full health bar.
Yeah.
As it would have been like something like a 4 or 5 man ult. But now we see Toxic Kittens making a 5-man push down this mid lane, though they're fairly low on resources. Xyleon walked back into the... Oh my god.
You have to zoom in on a lantern, zoom in!
Yeah. Xyleon did like greed a little bit going for that lantern. He just walked back instead of just following his team to safety. But he had the Orianna ultimate available for zoning, but I don't know. I guess he might have believed the only way out was through the lantern. But also, I think we should note he's going for the same lethality build again.
Yep, but they are massively far ahead again, so.
Right, but not him.
Yeah, neither game it was him, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it could work out later. It still does pump out a lot of damage, seeing as they don't really have like their tanks don't actually do much other than tank. So,
damn, that was one hell of a CC chain.
Yeah, they actually chained that really well. I'm surprised by the coordination there. But yeah, Britflint picks up his 6th kill of the game, now working towards a dead man's plate, which will give him the ability to run people down even more.
It really seems like the macro of this series has been pretty abysmal. I mean, like, it's just like 5-man mid. Oh, we gotta pick. Alright, now we 5-man mid. Oh, you gotta pick. Now we 5-man mid.
It's a tug of war down this mid lane.
It's just like, I don't know, man. I really want to see some more like creativity, some more like baiting around objectives, some more like 1-3-1.
Yeah, but you know, why bait around objectives when you can one day run down and get this inhib?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're this massively far, it kind of does make sense.
Yeah, it looks like, the Sejuani ult does drop a slow. Looks like Xyleon drops a zoning ultimate as well. Nothing else comes out of that.
Yeah, I think Xyleon misread that. Those 2 ults were so that they could escape, and then Xyleon's like,
I got this, guys. I've got 1.5 items.
I got
20 minutes.
I got some flat armor pen versus tanks.
Yeah, Yeah, HM and Deserex really just shrugging off that bullet, that rain of bullets coming at them. But
and back down the mid lane we go.
Right back down the mid lane.
Oh man.
They didn't even really reset the Toxic Kittens. Now they're finally getting to it. Finally gonna go back, spend some of that gold from running down the inhib. Now, what do you want to see Toxic Kittens do now that they've broken open this inhib?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, they almost have Red Flame's TP up, and no one can match him in a side lane. He's just so retardedly far ahead. He can really just like take his pick of whichever side lane he wants and just force down that tier 2, while the rest of his team, I mean, yeah, I guess it makes more sense for him to go bot, and the rest of his team can really just like bait around this Baron.
Right.
And they can all they have to do is just wait for Red Flame to just bully out whoever they send in the side lane. And if they send 2, they can do Baron. If they leave him alone with one person, that one person is gonna just get dove. I mean, Red Flame is he's 2.5, more than 2,500 gold up on Rigel Q now.
Yeah. Okay. The ultimate comes out from HMTKD. Does get an escape built out for him. Looks like they might want to chase up here with the Sejuani ultimate. Could lead to a pick, but it's not used quite yet. No one really deciding whether or not they want to pull the trigger. But we do see 4 people mid again, but they look like they're finally going to rotate down to this bot side, maybe even be able to pick up this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I mean they're so far ahead. They don't even need to do this. They really could have just started baiting around that Baron.
Okay, ultimate comes out from Orianna, and the flash response from Mother of Doge. Now they're getting run back down just a little bit. Shockwave misses the hook.
Wait, when did Maokai waste his ultimate?
When he was running away in Topside River, remember? He had
okay.
away. Yeah.
That would have been a perfect Maokai ultimate down the lane there.
Yeah.
Oh,
2-man apprehend, but it's on the tanks. Zalion's ultimate gets cut instantly short. Now he gets exhausted, can't really input much damage right now. Now, Vladimir gets the ultimate off with the pool. He's gonna heal quite a bit. His Q heals him as well as he has the power Q from the stacks.
Oh no, he's DC'd!
Red Flame is DC'd from the fight. He does go down. It's a double kill for Rigel Q, and that's an unfortunate predicament.
Oh no! I was looking at the HP bars. I was like, Red Flame's still alive. Where is he? Oh man.
That's a feels bad man fight for them. He had the flash up. He had the Noxian guillotine. I'm sure he had the potential to turn that fight with the lead he has.
I mean, maybe not turn the fight, but it definitely would have been. It wouldn't have been a 5-0 ace.
And it wouldn't have been that fast. It could have led to maybe a Nexus tower going down.
This is gonna have repercussions. I mean, all Red Team has to do is just scale with their Vladimir Sivir picks.
Right. And if that fight had gone on for much longer, the mid lane Nexus towers would have taken some damage from those super minions.
Yeah.
But now they get a free reset.
Yeah, I mean, on the whole, I think grouping there was a pretty bad call. Like they have pressure in mid from mid and being down. They have pressure in bot from Darius being 10 times stronger than this Fiora. Just start Baron or just bait Baron, and when they come to you, you can 4v4 TP in your Darius,
right,
and win the 5v5, or you can just look for a pick with the Thresh Orianna MF. I mean,
yeah, they had options, but I also don't understand the decision to go for that tier 2 bot. Like,
yeah, they did not need to bring everyone there.
They had the mid pressure. I don't know why you wouldn't just get vision around the Baron, maybe pressure the top tier 2, or just go for the Baron, because you have the potential to win these chokehold fights with the MF ultimate. You've got the Orianna ultimate, and then you have Darius able to just run rampant, as he does have Storm Raider Surge.
Yeah, they really should be getting vision and denying vision around Baron, and then just baiting it, or even just starting it.
Right. Looks like we will have an unpause here in just a second. Yeah, we are unpausing now.
Killer Z passes Red Flame with 20. Don't make it too obvious, says Killer Z. Who is Free Bags? Free Bags is Prungles, the Warwick extraordinaire.
Yeah, this tower getting tanked up. They're going for this tier 1 rather than oh, they have Killer Z basing, so that's fine.
Jesus.
It's taking them
It's
quite a while
it's
to
it's
take
actually
down that
pretty
tower.
funny how little damage you do to a turret when there's no minions nearby it.
Yeah. Well, in the end, they pick up the tower. They get to tier 1. Worth.
Man.
But now they're resetting as dragon spawns.
You know, I almost wish that Killer Z had run TP so that, well, I mean, obviously they couldn't have known, but like he could probably match Red Flame in the side lane much better than Fiora could at this point.
Right. Yeah, but that tanking that bot tower and resetting then will ensure that this dragon is free low. Pool comes out from Killer Z, does put her belt away. Not able
Flash
to apprehend,
too.
but he runs into 3 people on the right side in the jungle. This could be the last fight of the game. Deathstroke's get the 3-man
Where's
flash.
Vladimir?
Xyleon, and the ult combo from PP Fugnuggler is putting out so much damage. Deathstroke will go down.
Man, where
at
was
8
Vlad?
KD, and there is absolutely no tank left for them.
That was
Other
so
abilities.
crucial that he wasted his flash there and his pool because he could have gotten so much AoE damage off in that fight.
Yeah, that would have been a really good spot for him to fight, and this could spell the end of the game for the peanut gallery. TP is coming in from Red Flame. They're looking to end the game here. 20 seconds on Mother of Doges, but the tanks are coming up in 10. I don't know if they can actually end this right here because Killer Z is going to be
They
a
have super
pain in the ass.
minions.
Free Bags is zoning.
That's
But-
turret 1.
The turret 1, but the real question is, will they get the actual Nexus? I don't think so because Killer Z is a nuisance.
Oh, the inhib has respawned.
That's gonna be looking like 2 kills. At least no, 1 on Fugnuggler,
kill?
but we'll be
Alright,
re-engaging.
Red Flame's gonna go down here, I'm pretty sure.
Red Flame, yeah, not able to get the heal as HMTKD goes untargetable, and now Shockwave's set up to die here as well if Deathworks can land that that Q. No,
Wait, the real question is, how come they didn't just Baron after that last time they aced?
Yeah,
whatever.
I think. Yeah, I don't know how they didn't go for an objective like that, but now they have. They're going for it now. Killer Z is dead though.
Sedge is still full HP. She might as well just poke her head in, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some Baron throws here today.
Both level 11, both have smite. Maokai's zoning.
Oh my god, I hit the wrong
Is he
thing.
gonna try for it? No good. And he will probably lose his life here.
Yeah, Free Bags will actually be going down here to HMTK.
Where was the lantern? Well, yet again, blue team gets overzealous, tries to run it down mid, and gets punished for it.
Yeah, there's so many Baron throws going on here. And then even then, just like even when they're not doing Baron, it's like when they're not doing Baron, they should be doing Baron, and then it leads to these things where other teams get the Baron when they shouldn't have the opportunity to do that.
I mean, it just seems like neither of these teams really know how to like bait around Baron, and like they're not really focused on like getting vision control and denying vision around an objective.
Right.
It's more just
It's like a clown fiesta. That's what that is.
it's more just like see hero kill hero, you know.
Right.
But of course, this is a learning league, so you know.
Yeah, you gotta take your time to understand the value of these neutral objectives. Running it down mid is not the only solution. Believe it or not, Baron helps you run it down mid, but might see Raizuku getting caught out here. His parry's down, but Free Bags opting not to go for that ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, all our team has to do here is just sit back and keep scaling. Yeah, I like that Sivir went for the IE this time. She's gonna have, I guess she's going
She's going IE ER as well.
ER after, but she'll still have 70% crit.
Right.
So-
She's gonna have much more damage than she has been.
And even Fiora, I mean, because of that the previous fight where they aced them, I mean, her caught back up to some degree, and
Right. I think now at this point, she has some potential to match up. Oh my god. That's
That was a
hit
weird
by the
interaction.
blast cone, so we cannot get the ult off the way he wanted to. Now Fugnuggler getting chunked dangerously low. Xyleon gets the ult off on his own team.
oh, Vlad,
And Vladimir getting a ton of AoE damage. Now it's an A huge body
Oh
triple
my
kill from
god,
Vladimir.
Killer
Ultimate
Z!
pops. Killer Z coming in huge in that fight, and now it looks like it might just be a run down mid lane to end the game.
Jesus.
The wave will be delayed, so we'll have to see if these 30-second death timers are long enough to end the game for Toxic Kittens. Looking to tank the tower just like they did bot lane.
I mean, both teams' AoE team fights are pretty nuts, but
they don't have the minions to do this.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get.
They're only gonna get to tier 2, I think, maybe tier 3.
Well, let's see how much they need for.
Yeah, they have some auto resets on both their high damage champs, so yeah, they'll get the tier 3 and back out.
But yeah, I mean,
oh, there's
both
a TP
teams...
flank coming in from Red Flame.
Huh?
He's walking into all 4 of them. This could lead to a good fight for them. Hooked in is Mother of Doges, but she does manage to flash and heal away. Free Bags not...
Flash hook.
Free Bags just does not want to use his ultimate, but a huge shockwave comes out, picks up a kill onto Mother of Doges. A huge damage source is now gone. HMTKD dies as well. Now Killer Z is back to base, and we gotta see if he can defend for his team. But even if they win this fight mid lane, the wave is at their inhibitor at the blue side of the map.
Yeah, I think they're just going to take this inhibitor back off unless they're feeling very ambitious.
Right. Dragon's coming up in about 10 seconds here, so maybe they'll make a rotation for that. Clear out the bot lane and reset the map.
I don't know. I still think Killer Z and Mother of Doges have the ability to carry this game with their late game.
Yeah, Killer Z in that last fight for sure should have been a wake-up call for Toxic Kittens to...
Yeah, and they're only getting stronger.
Yeah.
And this lethality MF build is just... I don't know, man.
Like, the reason it's not working also is, from what I'm seeing in these fights, the placement of the ultimate is just not very good. Like, in the last fight, the MF ulted his team, rather than the enemy team. Like, I think he got the health bar colors mixed up or something.
Yeah, I don't know. The shockwave actually didn't hit anyone in that jungle fight.
Oh, really?
And then the MF ult hit like one person, and then Vladimir comes in and hits everyone.
Yeah, he landed his Protobelt E ult on everybody in the team.
Yeah, that was just nuts.
And mixed in, since everyone takes bonus damage when getting ulted by Vladimir, that Mother of Doge's AoE had just been amplified so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, getting a crit static shiv proc with an IE Sivir with a increased damage by a percentage scaling, like, that's insane. So if they can pull something off like that again, it's gonna be
having a Fed Darius just starts to matter less and less. Like, it's, I don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's just a Darius, and you have 2 tanks and a Vladimir. He's not really gonna be. He's gonna be hard pressed to find.
Oh, they actually get on the hunt out of Sivir. Could prove to be useful. Maybe Vladimir will run them down just a bit less.
Yours in Bali with no TP.
TP is not up. Yeah, it's down for at least 30 seconds, so this could be a clean 4v5.
Jesus, Killer Z does damage.
Oh my.
To be honest, they might actually be able to 4v5 this. Killer Z, get it off?
Killer Z, he's got his
he's looking for it. Here it is!
He is exhausted. Does
Red
pick up the kill onto Red Flame, though. The Shockwave comes out on 3, but not much damage to follow up on that.
Fiora recalled.
Yeah, Fiora is back in this fight. And now, it turned into a 5 for 2. Or a 2 for 0 is what I meant. 5 still alive for the Peanut Gallery. Now looking to just run down mid lane again, but this time they might have a wave to support them.
Open inhib.
It looks like, yeah, it's like they're just running down mid back and forth, but Baron is finally spawning in 20 seconds.
It's just a seesaw, dude.
It's like, I'm gonna get your inhib, and then I'm gonna die, and then give you my inhib, and then we're gonna do it again, over and over, until Baron spawns, and then we're gonna throw up Baron, and then we're gonna do it again.
Should have time to make it out here.
Yeah, and now...
Not sure...
They might want to reset, and then just go control Baron, or maybe they can just walk to Baron now. I don't quite know if they have the resources.
Gragas is a bit low, but...
Vladimir's ult is also down for like 20-30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
looks like
actually pretty big. All the key ultimates are up for blue team here.
yeah. They're either gonna have to reset or I don't
Man,
know.
I wonder how much gold killers he has.
Oh, for sure.
Enough to finish death cap.
They are starting up this Baron. KOZ has ult in about 15 seconds here.
Fiora has TP.
Yeah, the TP flank is coming in from Fiora down in a river bush mid.
4K.
Killer Z is getting somewhat zoned, but they have the flank coming on with the Maokai and Sivir on the
Killer
right
Z's ult
side.
is up. Oh, he just
Xyleon gets
deletes Xyleon.
absolutely deleted. The red team does end up picking up that Baron with the likes of Desterux. Red Flame does not have the healing to keep fighting this. Yeah, it looks like this will be a clean ace for the Peanut Gallery, and it will
What
be.
the?
They both
Those are some
flashed in the wrong
tragic
direction,
flashes.
but with the wave stabilized in the mid
Yeah,
lane, this
I
should
think
be
that's
game.
game.
This should be game,
I mean,
which
there's just
means
nothing Red Flame can do.
we'd be going to game 5. Doo
Yikes.
doo doo doo. So, based off of this performance, do you think there will be any more draft changes?
I mean, I don't know, dude. just ban Killer Z from the game.
Yeah, he came
No,
up
I think-
huge in so many of these fights with that Vladimir. Now it's like now I understand why that Vlad is banned away from him every game, but this game they
Like-
just
you see these core stylistic differences between the two teams. I mean, Killer Z's team is just consistently willing to pick late game scaling champions, and then they'll take you to late game. And Red Flame's team really likes getting early advantages and trying to snowball that, but it hasn't been working out. I mean, it barely worked out last game, and this game, it didn't work out at all.
right. So I think these teams really need to stop running it down mid every time they get anything. Like every time they pick up a few kills and let's say in the early game they get a few kills, Herald is down, they've cleared the outers, they run it down mid lane. And sure, it works to an extent when you get the tier 2, but after that there's not much else to be gained if you can't just brute force down the base.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely like to see some better macro play out of both teams, but I also think that Red Flame's team really needs to start investing in the late game to match what Killer Z and company are bringing to the table. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think this MF is going to continue to work out. If,
Yeah, I really.
Yeah, I just don't think the MF is going to work. Though I don't actually know what else Xyleon can bring to the table, as we've not really seen him too much on the AD carry position. Other than that, what do you think? What are you expecting from the top lane here? Now that the pocket pick has been thwarted, the Shen was banned away last time. What do you think he
Yeah,
has left to fall back on? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I expect the Shen to keep getting banned. That was just a massacre. What happened that game? But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think they'll leave the Darius up, and I'm not really sure that he'll operate again. He might, to be completely honest, he might take the Nasus himself. I mean, they really need some late game insurance somewhere in their
Right.
composition if
And
they're gonna go toe to toe with the Sivir comps that Killer Z and
yeah,
Mother of Doges have been building. I mean,
and with him being a Nasus main in the past, it's likely he could probably play it better than Rigel Q did. He might get camped as well, but I think he'll be able to survive throughout the laning phase a little bit better than Rigel Q did, which sets him up for a better mid game transition.
another thing is they could literally just ban the Sivir. I mean, Mother of Doges has played Sivir all 4 games this series, right? So I mean,
Right, Mother of Doges has been playing Sivir every single game, and I am honestly surprised it's not been banned away yet.
I mean, he's not like insane on the pick or anything, but it's the way that he empowers his teammates, especially Killer Z, to really get maximize his DPS, especially in the late game. And when you have like a pop off player like Killer Z on your team, like having that kind of utility from the AD carry role is definitely a huge thing. And they might need to drop a ban from Killer Z just to ban that Sivir. I mean,
Right. But like even if they, for example, drop a Corki ban and then ban the Sivir instead, then it's like he picks Corki and they've got late game insurance again. So there's a lot of things to overcome for this Toxic Kitten squad as the series gets evened out. And you can see the Sivir is definitely a really useful pick, and even in this last game, it topped the damage stats on top of Killer Z. Now I think some of that could be attributed to the fact that the damage amplification from Killer Z's ult was there, but he definitely is capable of putting on the carry pants with this pick. So I think it should be considered that the champion should be picked away or banned or something.
Uh-oh, chat is spamming Xyleon bedtime, saxophone bedtime,
There are some.
xylophone bedtime.
Yeah, he does typically get off at 11 p.m. Now
Uh-oh.
being
Is it Kina sub?
11:50, will we see Kina come back into this game? And that will actually drop a ban if he does come in, and that leaves him with
Oh
even
yeah,
less
that's gonna
room.
be huge actually.
Right. So if that ban gets dropped and Kina ends up subbing, then it could be disaster for Toxic Kittens here. Yeah, Kina is actually here.
But on the other hand, Kina is also more of a, well, he's a bit more of a carry-oriented player, so.
That's true. Just comes down to whether or not he can punish Mother of Doja's Sivir like he did in that game where he did sub.
Yeah, I mean, it was working on the lane phase, but
the way they transitioned with the Shen Zillion just didn't make it work.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see another Vayne pick. That was a bit of a.
Yeah, I'm expecting something more like a Tristana, for instance. A little bit more reliable, high range, high DPS carry pick, if they offer that kind of route. But that aside, we are now 2-2 tied in this intense series for the semifinal spot against Squid's Wards. So we're going to be moving into this next game very shortly, so we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.